And every week we sit on my bed, well, except this week, I'm sitting on my bed at my grandparents' house, and have a conversation about something we want to talk about. And this week, we're going to talk about my experience in downtown Philadelphia.
Yeah, so we're in my childhood home, on my childhood bed, which is now your bed. And you spent the day in downtown, in Center City, with Grandma and Grandpa, visiting where?
So we visited Independence Hall, and we visited the American Revolution Museum.
Okay, so I haven't been to Independence Hall in forever. I've never been to the American Revolution Museum. So,
and I know exactly why.
Because it wasn't around when I was a kid?
Because it only opened in 2017.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Okay, so you're going to be telling me a lot of things, so take me through the American Revolution Museum experience. So,
it first started off with a little intro film.
You're being very dramatic today.
Okay, I'm the intro film.
Okay.
And so you got to learn a little bit about how the war started and why it started. And I'll get into a little bit of that story now.
Yeah, please.
So, as I think many of you know, the war Britain, we only owned a little part of the 13 colonies, as I'll refer to it as.
Okay.
And Britain owned most of the world.
Okay.
But a lot in the area, some areas surrounding the 13 colonies. And they ruled the 13 colonies.
Right. Britain ruled the 13 colonies.
Yes. Where we were living.
Mm-hmm.
Britain ruled those. So they could do whatever they want with them. Because it was Britain's government, or King George III. Mm-hmm. And we didn't have any right to say. So he starts taxing us on all this stuff. And we don't think it's right. And we also want our freedom for Britain. Because they just have one ruler. And we want a democracy.
Okay. So this is where no taxation without representation?
Yes.
Got it.
But that happened a little bit later. And right before we declared war.
Right. And the Tea Party, and all that before.
And then we declared war. Because Britain doesn't agree. And it's going to end up in a fight. So we declare war to get the land.
We declare independence.
Right.
Which led to war. Right. Okay.
So, what was I going to say? Sorry.
It's okay.
So that is where the war started.
Okay. Or how the war started.
The war started. But we had a little problem here.
What's that?
Britain had a whole big army, but we didn't have any trained soldiers. So we had a whole big meeting in Independence Hall where we named George Washington as our, commander-in-chief. And he knew where to get soldiers. He went to local farmers and fishers. And they all agreed. Well, I think most of them agreed. And they became soldiers.
Wow.
Yeah. And there wasn't a good chance of us winning because Britain had all these weapons and we didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But we did because there was some deal. You know how John Adams, he went over to sign the treaty with France to stop the war? Well, there was something with that with the Dutch.
Okay.
Where they got money that they loaned.
Okay.
And the Dutch gave them a loan, and that was how they got to America.
Okay.
Which was how they got some of their supplies.
Oh, okay.
And also, that was about, and we also got to see George Washington's tent, where it was his office, where his soldiers, well, it was his place. And it was really cool because 85% of it is still from the wartime.
Wow. That's really amazing.
It's really cool. We got to see it in a film, and then the screen went up, and there was glass, but you got to see the tent. It's really cool.
How big is it, you think?
Hey.
Like, is it like as big as this bedroom?
I couldn't tell you that.
That's amazing.
It would be a big tent, but
yeah, it would be. But it's amazing that it was as intact as it was.
But there was also another exhibit that was very interesting. Like, I might forget his name.
Someone from the war?
No. Well, kind of.
Don't worry about
Right. Well, I forget, so we don't have to talk about it.
it. Okay.
Let's turn my tongue, but I can't remember. Let's move on to Independence Hall.
Okay.
That was really cool. So, as we went on a tour, so first as you walk in, you make sure you do this it's a great site to visit. Look up. You get the Liberty Bell for a while, for its first 90 or 99 years, I forget.
Okay.
Was hung up there in Independence Hall.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. And then...
So why look up now?
Because you could see the spiral of where it was
Oh,
hung.
the hook is there. Oh, that's cool.
But now it's just in the area a few blocks down, so more people can access to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got to see the courtroom, and you got to see exactly how it looked. It looked very different.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to see where the judges sat, and then where if someone, what's it called? If someone, I don't know if I found it. A witness. The
Okay.
witness would stand.
Oh, the witness stand, yeah.
And then you got to see where the person that was being put on trial
The defendant, yeah.
in the, it looked like a jail cell, basically, in that box.
Okay.
Where they would be locked until they were unguilty or guilty.
Innocent or guilty.
Innocent or guilty.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really cool.
That is cool.
And there was, before, because the British were in that area,
mm-hmm.
they had the seal of King George III up there. And what do you think they, American colonists did when they walked in that building? What do you think they did? And you can also guess.
Took it down?
Exactly. They took it down. And then, guess what they put up?
Their own seal?
The seal of Pennsylvania.
Oh.
So, and that is the artifact that is still in that room.
Oh, and is that the same room where they signed the Declaration of Independence?
We're going to move on to that room.
Okay.
Now, in the other room, oh my gosh, it was called it was the meeting room.
Okay.
Where the Second Continental
Yeah.
Congress met.
Mm-hmm.
And when they met there, they talked about the Declaration of Independence that
mm-hmm.
Thomas Jefferson wrote.
Mm-hmm.
That was also the room where George Washington was named Commander-in-Chief.
Oh.
And that was the room where, in that meeting, it was all the states needed to vote yes to that. And there was one story you might not know about Delaware.
Okay.
Delaware had 3 representatives. 3. But that day, only 2 could make it to the Congress. Congress. 1 said yes to voting. 1 said no. So we need a tiebreaker here. So they mail an urgent letter out to the 3rd representative, who rides horseback until the next meeting a few days later for Delaware, all the way on horseback. And he comes right in time. He rushes into the room, all in his muddy boots, and he votes yes.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
And here's something.
Do you know who it was?
Oh my gosh. Well, here. you can see him on the corner of Delaware.
His face or
No,
riding?
he's riding a horse.
Oh, no way.
It's really cool. So next time you get a Delaware, next time you get a corner, you can check, and you might not see Delaware, but you might see also some cool things. But if you see Delaware, now you'll know why there's a horseman on the back.
A horseman? A horseback rider?
Horseback rider. Not a horseman. That's
horseman.
weird. Yeah,
Horseman.
weird.
That's really interesting. I didn't know that. And so when you think about the Declaration of Independence and even the Constitution, and putting yourself way back in that time,
It's crazy.
right? That so many laws of our country were written then, and yet there are some that we still think now, like, oh well, that's what our forefathers were trying to do for us. It went like the right to bear arms. It had nothing to do with assault weapons. Now
The
it
right
was
to bear arms doesn't mean that a regular person should have it.
right.
It means that the right that we fighters in war
In war, yeah.
are allowed to
Yeah.
shoot
Yeah.
our enemy, basically.
Right.
That's what it means.
But it's wild to put yourself back into that place.
For everybody here, that does not mean
Right, we can all have guns. Right.
you get.
So
Yeah,
overall,
guns.
did you then down there also? There's a lot of cobblestone streets,
Yeah,
which is kind of
it's
cool.
really
It kind of
cool.
takes you back in time. Also, did you guys take any pictures? I didn't see any pictures.
Yeah, we took some pictures.
Hmm.
I'll show you.
I gotta appreciate that. All right. Well, you had a good day.
I did have a good day.
That's good.
But what was really cool, if you visit, you can take pictures in Independence Hall.
Oh, neat.
So maybe that will inspire some other people to go. And I would definitely recommend it. And if you like it, recommend it to other people.
Word of mouth.
Because it's a great experience for everybody if you're in the area or close by. It's fun.
You
It's a 20-minute tour.
can get a job working for the Philadelphia Tourist Bureau.
The park rangers.
Ah.
Part of the National Park Service.
Oh yeah. Neat.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad
So-
you had a great day.
But I'm not doing that
You're not
right
doing
now. Not at the moment.
Well, I'm glad you had a great day.
Yeah. Thank you.
I love you.